So, in addition to being president, I am also owner of One United Bank. And my background, just so you know, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I come from a small town, but my great grandmother, my honey, was a businesswoman. I used to follow her around. She owned a juke joint, a penny candy store, a barbecue pit, and some real estate. I used to follow her around to people that are actually further along in their journey and really want to look at investments and savings and want to focus on, having profitable businesses, or in one of the things I'm promoting, buying profitable businesses. So we specialize in real estate secured lending. We don't have the expertise for the business lending that we knew our community needed. So we went out and found a really good partner. In fact, we came together on the Paycheck Protection Program. We partnered on that and were able to get loans out to small businesses in our community that were really being overlooked by the larger banks. Lendistry is a Black-led fintech. And just to put them in perspective, they've done billions of dollars of small business loans. And what we saw when we partnered with them on PPP is how they treated our customers. And so we were like, this is a good partner for us. And so we launched this year a small business loan program that offers from $50,000, that's the minimum, up to $5 million in loans. You need to be in business for 2 years and, profitable, so that you can support a loan. But I also want to encourage our community to think about using our program to buy existing businesses. I mean, the reality is, I bought a community bank, actually four. We bought four community banks and rolled them into one to become One United. One of the things that, we talk a lot about in our community are starting a business and startups, but there are a whole lot of businesses out there that we can buy, particularly now, because a lot of Black-owned businesses were started in the 60s and 70s, and the owners of those businesses are getting old. And they're looking to retire. I actually had an uncle that had a dental practice, and he ended up selling it not to someone in our community because he couldn't find someone in our community. I look around and I'm just like, gosh, we need to start focusing on buying businesses as well as growing businesses. And this small business loan program that we have with Lendistry can finance both growing an existing business, but also buying an existing business.
That's very interesting. So can you walk through like how that looks? Let's say, for example, I want to purchase a business and maybe I don't have an existing business myself. Is that a possibility?
One of the things that we sometimes don't see are the businesses that are in our community that have been there for years. So it is important to join the chamber, of commerce in your community and start to get to know those businesses. And to even the head of the chamber to say, are there any businesses that you think in our community are for sale? That where the owner is looking to cash out, retire. And I can guarantee you they'll be able to identify for you the businesses where the owners are looking to retire and need to, sell their business. And in most cases, the owners don't have kids, that want to go into the business. I mean, we're talking, it could be funeral homes. It could be, Black-owned newspapers, there are a whole lot of businesses in our community where, again, they were started in the 60s. The owners are 70, 80, 90 years old, and they need to retire. So what you do is you talk to that business owner, agree to a purchase arrangement, and then contact us through, to Lendistry, say, I want to buy this business. The good thing about those businesses is that they have cash flow. They've been profitable for years. And they will look, Lendistry will look at that business and see, the price that you want to pay for it to see whether or not it can be financed. It's a new area for us as a community. It's not one that we have focused on, but I'm really, really pushing us to do so because otherwise we're going to lose, these legacy businesses that we have. And when you look at those legacy businesses and add, sort of your young folks and, the technology part to it, those businesses really can grow. You think about whether it's Black newspapers that now have this online presence. You think about dental practices that, you can't find them on, social media. You just create social media buzz about, a dental practice, you're going to start to see more customers. I mean, when you add, what we use today in terms of marketing ourselves to those legacy businesses, you can easily see how they can grow.
We cover a lot of topics about, starting businesses, but to your point, again, what about those businesses, maybe you have a grandparent or uncle who, is looking to retire, what happens to that business? And I think there's a lot of value in, continuing that legacy with a lot of these different, businesses. So very, very interesting stuff right there.
And can I
So
just pause you for 1 second? Because I do think a lot of people in our community think it is going to be like an uncle, like, okay, you had to be, you had to be born into a family that has a business. But I guarantee you that most business owners don't have a family member to turn that business over to. That, you could be their
right.
their owner. So don't just look in your family, look in our community, because they are there looking for us, as the next generation to take over. And I just want to encourage our community to start looking.